Good afternoon. When we came into office, we immediately conducted an audit of the public finances, and we found a £22 billion black hole. Now, the Independent Office of National Statistics has conducted vital work on the state of immigration and found the previous government were running an open borders experiment. As the ONS sets out, nearly 1 million people came to Britain in the year ending June 2023. That is 4 times the migration levels compared with 2019. Time and again, the Conservative Party promised they would get the numbers down. Time and again, they failed. And now the chorus of excuses has begun. We heard that from the Leader of the Opposition yesterday. But what we didn't hear, what the British people are owed, is an explanation. Because a failure on this scale isn't just bad luck, it isn't a global trend or taking your eye off the ball. No, this is a different order of failure. This happened by design, not accident. Policies were reformed deliberately to liberalise immigration. Brexit was used for that purpose, to turn Britain into a one-nation experiment in open borders. Global Britain. Remember that slogan? That is what they meant. A policy with no support and which they then pretended wasn't happening. And now they want to wave it away with a simple, we got it wrong. Well, that's unforgivable. And mark my words, this government will turn the page. That begins in the economy, because you cannot separate this failure from their refusal to do the hard yards on skills, on welfare reform, on giving our young people opportunities, rather than the easy answers of looking overseas. Because clearly the vast majority of people who entered this country did so to plug gaps in our workforce, skill shortages across the country, which have left our economy hopelessly reliant on immigration. 2.8 million people out of work on long-term sickness, a problem ignored, left to fester. 1 in 8 young people not in employment or education or training. Sectors of our economy, like engineering, where apprenticeships have almost halved in the last decade, while visas have doubled. So we're taking a different approach. We will publish a white paper imminently which sets out a plan to reduce immigration. The Migration Advisory Committee is already conducting a review. And where we find clear evidence of sectors that are over-reliant on immigration, we will reform the points-based system and make sure that applications for the relevant visa routes, whether it's the skilled worker route or the shortage occupation list, will now come with new expectations on training people here in our country. We will also crack down on any abuse of the visa routes. For far too long, we've been casual about malpractice in our labour market, which sends a clear signal overseas that we're a soft touch. Well, no more. Our rules will be enforced. Any employers who refuse to play ball, they'll be banned from hiring overseas labour. And I'm pleased to announce today a new security agreement between Iraq and the UK. This is a world first that will help us smash the people smuggling gangs and secure our borders. The Home Secretary has been out in Iraq to seal this deal, and we've also announced funding for Iraqi law enforcement to tackle this problem upstream, way before it reaches our shores. We're also tackling the utter mess we inherited in the Home Office. Asylum returns up 53% in the last 12 months compared with the previous year. Total returns up 34% in the last year. And we will keep on going, because this is the work of change. And alongside the NHS and the economy, securing our borders is the issue that matters to working people. You know, what people want from politics is not unreasonable. They want order and security, borders that we control, an NHS that protects you, an economy that offers secure work and good opportunities, not just for a few at the top, but for everyone. Let me say directly to the people watching, where the last government failed you, this one will not. They drove immigration numbers up. We will get them down. They left the NHS flat on its face. We will get it standing tall again. They made you poorer. We will put more money in your pockets. It won't be quick or easy, but we are going to turn things around, not with gimmicks, but with graft. A government that will not rest until the foundations are fixed, borders are secure, and Britain is rebuilt. Thank you. I'll now take questions. I think Chris Mason is first from the BBC. Chris.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Chris Mason at BBC News. The UK appears to have become addicted to immigration, despite the fact that millions of people for years and years have indicated that they wanted to see the numbers fall. Why should people believe you now that you can achieve something that predecessors have not? And one other question, if I may, apologies. Following the BBC's investigation to Mohammed Al-Fayed, should there be a review or an inquiry into the work of the
British jobs for British workers?
Well, I think it's, for too long, we've had this over-reliance on the easy answer of recruiting from abroad, and that's got to change. And it's a two-way street. We want to support employers, of course we do. We want to grow the economy, and I don't want to make it more difficult for businesses. But at the same time, and as I've said to them previously, they have to be involved in ensuring we've got the skills we need in this country in the places that we need them. That will come partly by devolving skills, getting more employers and local representatives involved in the skills strategies that we need. And so, you know, it is right that we have the skills available to people who live here, the opportunities that they want to develop their working lives, and give the employers the skills that they need near them for the jobs that they need doing. Thank you. Rajiv from The Guardian.
Rajiv Sar from The Guardian. I'm over here, Prime Minister. Nigel Farage said that Donald Trump hates the Chagos deal. Is he right?
Well, look, the Chagos deal is a good deal. It secures the base. That's in the vital interests of the US and the UK. And we are already engaging with the new administration in Mauritius as to how we take that forward. Thank you. Harriet from the Daily Mail.
Daily Mail. The ONS has admitted that it's been too generous in its assumptions on its figures. Do you think that we need a total rethink of the way these figures are calculated? And do you think it's making it harder for government departments and agencies to plan when the ONS figures are so wide of the mark?
Well, I think it's really important that we resist the temptation to see the problem in these figures as lying with the ONS. Because these are the revised figures. They're there for all to see. And what's shocking about them is not that they've been revised. What's shocking about them is the sheer figures. You have to double take when you see an increase of 184,000 to 906,000 in 4 years. If we think about the previous decade or more, in terms of the sorts of numbers we were talking about, what's shocking is not the way the figures are arrived at. This is one of those occasions, a bit like 22 billion, a bit like the prisons are overfull, where the shock through the system is the sheer size of the number and the loss of control under the last government. Thank you very much indeed.